Here I am, Dr.Wily, back again to test all kinds of myths and claims in Super Mario Bros. Wonder that you suggested. For example, can you launch a Hoppo in your elephant form? Can other enemies go into the green Wubba goo? And what happens if a normal bull rush hits a flagpole? Well, let's find out. Number 15. To start off this video, we will look at a small myth, a claim that is simple and fast to test, because Kogi asked me if you can do a backflip off Yoshi like you see in some other games. Well, who knows? Sure, it might be possible in a lot of 3D Super Mario titles, but is it also a thing in this game? Well, I tried it, and at first I thought it was impossible, until I did a spin jump and Mario did this. Now, is this a backflip? I'm not sure, even though I've done it many times for this video, but I guess it's close enough. So this claim is true. Number 14. Reading through the comments of these myth-busting videos, I come across a lot of interesting questions. All of you are quite curious and want me to experiment a lot. And Newer Boomerang asked me, can you drill into the Wonder Dragon? Now I assumed that he was talking about the dragon seen in the final level of the game. So I went there and tried to drill right into him. But I couldn't do this. The skin of this beast is just way too strong. Normally this power-up can go through anything, but not this time. So yeah, this claim is false. Number 13. Now we got a bull rush claim to test, and this one is quite bold, because the man in your wall said that there's a secret at the end of Bull Rush Express, where you use the Wonder Flower and drop right before you arrive at the flagpole. You fall to the bottom, and there will be a talking flower which has special dialogue if you wait a bit. Now I was slightly confused when I read this, but I decided to give it a shot anyway, even though I wasn't 100% sure what I was supposed to do here. Now after looking around the level, I couldn't find much. If I jumped down at the last chasm, I would just die. And near the flagpole you can find a flower, but I wasn't sure if this is the one that he was talking about. Now right when I was about to give up, I tried to jump down into the chasm that's seen when you go to the secret exit of the level. But again, I just died. The only talking flower I could find is this one, but it doesn't have any special dialogue as far as I could see. So yeah, I think that this claim is false. Number 12. Now this next one was also quite hard to test. Actually, I would even say impossible as far as I can see. Because LinkFan said, can an enemy go into the goop that's seen in the level Wubba Ruins? Now, I had no idea if this was possible, so I went there to check it out. But then after going through the whole level, I noticed that there aren't really any enemies I could use. I mean, Wubbas are there, and this new Thwomp variety, but that's kind of it. No Goombas or Koopa Troopas. So while I would love to test this claim, I just can't. So yeah, this one isn't false or true, it's just impossible. I can't imagine that Nintendo didn't think of this and therefore didn't program it into the game. But in the end, we don't know. Now, if I did miss something, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Number 11. So far in these videos, we've experimented with a lot of sounds in the game, because Nintendo paid a lot of attention to that kind of stuff. And today we are going to check another audio-related claim, because Clifford said that in your elephant form you get a different sound if you hit enemies standing or crouching. So I went into a level to give it a shot. First I hit this Goomba like normal, standing upright, and then I did the same thing but while crouching down. And this time the sound when I hit him was very different. Here, just listen. There's clearly a massive difference, and as mentioned, this is a thing with Goombas, but not with Koopa Troopas, weirdly enough. So yeah, this little detail is true, and it shows how dedicated Nintendo can be when it comes to sound design. Number 10. In one of the previous myth-busting videos, we talked about enemies that the Bubble Flower can't defeat. And so, as I already expected, people in the comments mentioned other enemies. For example, Scintilleon said that spiky enemies, the mummies in the desert levels, and the Mamas are also completely immune. So I ventured into a bunch of levels to see if these foes are really as tough as this commenter claimed. Now, when I tried to kill a Mama, he just ended up eating them. And even when its back is turned, it doesn't do a thing. Now, when you throw these bubbles at spiky enemies like these hoppy cats, it doesn't do anything no matter what I do. And when you bombard the mummies with them, they only fly back a little bit like the commenter mentioned. But that's kind of it. So yeah, the bubble flower is amazing, but clearly not perfect in every situation, which means this claim is true. Number 9. Sometimes I test stuff in videos and I come to the conclusion that the claim is false, but then the comment section shoots into action. A lot of people will say that I did something wrong, and sometimes they have a point, and I decide to give it another shot. And today we are going to retest the claim involving Wiggler, because Lolo said that the talking flower in the first Wiggler race actually gives you a star during the race if you fall behind. So I went there to see if this is really true, and after waiting for a bit so that Wiggler could run ahead, I started running. And then, to my surprise, the flowers gave me a star, which easily allowed me to gain up on Wiggler. But then I saw that I even got another star as the other one was running out. Now in the end I didn't grab that one, but still, all of this proved that the flowers will give you stars in some of the first races when you're losing. So yeah, this claim is true. Number 8. Now theft is wrong, we all know that, but it seems like Nintendo loves to play with the concept. I mean, in a lot of their games there are enemies that will steal stuff from you, like the bird in Majora's Mask, or even Nabbit in the new Super Mario Bros. Titles. And in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, there's also an enemy that loves to steal stuff, especially coins, and it's known as the raw bird. But Bloody Foxy asked me, can a raw bird steal an item or an item balloon? Well, I had no idea, so I gave it a go. Now, when I tried to give them a shell, they couldn't grab it. Actually, they even died. So clearly that doesn't work. But what about the items in the balloons? Well, when I tried this, I could see that nothing happened. The enemies can't interact with it, like we've seen in some other myth-busting videos. So yeah, this claim is false. Number 7. Now, for the people who pay attention to the comments that I show on screen, you could have seen what the next myth is, because Bloody Foxy also mentioned something else. Can Yoshi eat fireballs and lava bubbles and spit them out? Well, I went into some fire levels that had these enemies, and when I first tested the fireballs, I could see that Yoshi could eat them and shoot them at enemies. However, when I ate a lava bubble, I noticed that this was incredibly useful, because when you spit it out, you will shoot 3 fireballs, which is super handy when fighting enemies. So yeah, all of this is true. Nintendo clearly decided to add these concepts that were originally seen in Super Mario World. Number 6. Now, we have already tested a claim involving Wiggler in this video, but still I wanted to test another, which was also requested by multiple people. But hey, first come, first serve. That's how it works, so if you have something that I need to try, leave it in the comments below. Anyway, this user said that if you go too slow, Wiggler will also slow down, and I have seen others call it rubber banding. But what is that? Well, rubber banding systems are designed to keep contestants close together, like wrapping an imaginary rubber band around them. So if you go past Wiggler, he will go faster, but if you fall behind, he will slow down. So is this in the game? Well, I tried it, and if you look at this footage, you can clearly see that rubber banding is in the game, which is surprising. Nintendo used this a lot in the past in Mario Kart 64, and to an extent, they still use it today in Mario Kart games. But as far as I know, not as heavily as we see here. So it is a bit odd to see, but still all of this shows that the claim is true. Number 5. Wonder effects in the game come in many different forms, from transformations to crazy run and gun sections, and usually you have all the time in the world to go through a level, but someone said that this isn't always the case. Goomba said that wonder effects without a timer will suddenly have a time limit if you wait long enough. Now, I had never seen this, even though at times I would let my games run for ages while recording these videos. So I went into a level, grabbed the wonder flower there, and waited for a long time. To be specific, I waited almost 6 minutes, but nothing happened. And I mean, I gotta store all these files somewhere, so I stopped. As far as I can see, this isn't a thing. No timer will pop up if your character stands there for too long. So yeah, this claim is false. Number 4. The next one is small, so we will be quick. Trevor wondered if Yoshi could eat a bubble that a player blows at him. And since this little dinosaur usually eats everything, can he also eat these? Well, when I tried it, I could see that the answer is yes. He eats them without a problem. Now sure, this isn't useful or anything, but I guess it's a nice little touch. Number 3. Now for this one, we are once again gonna revisit a myth we have covered in the past, because according to many, I made a mistake. The original claim stated that you could get stuck in Shava Mansion if you position a block at the right spot and grab an elephant power-up. However, people like this person said that I was in the wrong location, so I tried it here, right before the flagpole. I destroyed these bricks, pushed this block in place to give myself as little space as possible, then I went in and I grabbed my elephant power-up. Now after doing so, I realized something. I was freaking stuck! It was so bad that I even had to exit the level. So yeah, while I first said that this claim was false, I was clearly wrong. You can get stuck in this level. But still, what I tested before was also interesting, because it showed that Nintendo does have mechanics in place to prevent this stuff from happening. However, they clearly weren't perfect. Number 2. In one of the wonder effects in the game, we see something quite interesting. A group of bull rushers destroying a flagpole. It's seen in one of the wonder effects, but after seeing that, I wondered, can this happen without collecting a wonder flower? Well, I decided to test this, and I found this one bull rush that could do the job. And once I was in position, it ran right at my target, the flagpole. But as soon as it came into contact with it, the flagpole was fine and the bull rush was stunned like it ran into a wall or something. And after trying it again and again, I got the same result each time. So it doesn't work. Clearly, these mighty beasts can only destroy a flagpole under the right conditions, which means a specific Wonder Flower event. Number 1. In previous videos, we have seen that the new elephant power-up is quite powerful. We have destroyed a lot of things with it after all. And for our final claim, we are going to try something new. Supersonic asked, can you launch a hippo with the elephant's trunk? This is seen with enemies like the Goombas that will literally fly across the map when you hit them. So I tried this with these inflated hippos. And when I tried this, I saw that I couldn't really launch them high up. Even when I used another Hoppo to get it up, I couldn't get it any higher using my trunk. So yeah, this doesn't work. By the looks of it, the Hoppo is just too heavy. And so you can't juggle it in the air like a shell or something. So yeah, sorry Supersonic, this claim is false. Now those were all the myths that I wanted to cover. But don't worry, I got more videos like this, so check them out. And don't forget, leave your ideas below because you might get featured in a video. And like and subscribe because it really helps.